Okay, today we're going to make soy milk. And people say, you got to be kidding, you're going to do this at home? Well, one thing that we've done through the soybean growers is we've purchased a lot of what are called soy cows, and they are machines that make soy milk, and we've placed them in like third world countries, not only because it's a good source of protein and it's a very inexpensive way to get protein into the diet, but a lot of them have made it into like a small business because they will run the soy milk machine and then they will sell the product to the rest of the village and thus make money to either grow more soybeans or to buy more soybeans to make their milk with. So it turns into a, kind of like a small family enterprise kind of thing. Now, the soy cows, of course, are going to be a lot bigger than this. They will make like 2 gallons at a time. This one makes about a quart because all you're working with is a half a cup of soybeans and water. And that's what you make your milk with. And I'm going to drain these. I had to soak them overnight because beans, when they are dried out of the field, are very hard. And so that would not work in here at all. And just sort them and rinse them so you make sure they're in good condition. And we're going to pour it into the machine. And then there's a line in here, and I have to fill it up to that line with water. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold. The machine is, I think this machine is pretty forgiving. Then in this machine, if you look at it closely, there's these blades, and what this is going to do at first is it's going to grind these beans up. And it would be pretty much of what would happen in a blender. But the nice thing about this machine, rather than having to blend them and then put them in a pot on the stove and cook them, this element around here is the heating element. So once they're ground, it will automatically cook them. When they're finished, it automatically stops. And I'm working with just soybeans today, so that's the button I'm going to push. But you have options. You could make rice milk with this. You could make soy milk with this. What I like about making it plain is, especially if you're going to cook with it, then you don't have to worry about that flavor counteracting whatever else you're making. Well, it didn't take long and our machine is done. So now let's see what we have in here. Now I have a very fine strainer, and this came with the machine because we want to make sure we get all of the pulp out of the milk. And that is called okara. What I've done is with the okara is after you cool it down, take about a cup of it, add about a half a cup of flour and some salt and a little bit of baking powder and mix it, flatten it out and deep fry it, and it makes the neatest little crispy crackers that you've ever had. But this is your soy milk that we just made. A lot of times they will dry this and use it for animal feed, if they don't have another use. But when we were in South Africa one time and I talked about that, this African lady said, there is no way you're wasting that valuable protein that you could be feeding to children who are hungry. So they use it and they make a bread product out of it, like a flatbread out of it. But this is your soy milk. This is what it looks like. It looks exactly like the stuff you buy in the grocery store. So there you go. That's how simple it is to make soy milk. It's not a very difficult process.